Hi and welcome to bexbugoutsurvivor. In this one I bought a bag of tricks with me. They're sleeping bag systems. A system is a compilation of different units to increase the temperature rating and try and keep the weight down. Now I actually have two systems in this bag, two completely different units. We'll do one at a time. This video will be system number one. Then in another video coming up, we'll do the second system. But the goal is keep it light, but keep it warm. Right, I bought a drop cloth so we can lay everything out. I'll pull it all apart and show it you all connected together as well. One of these systems is synthetic, and the other system here, this is down, so it's not synthetic, it's feathered, and at the moment it's not strapped up incredibly tight. I've left it baggy because I want the feathers to have some room to breathe, so we can put this one away and have a look at it another time. This is the only one we're going to have a look at right now. So, synthetic bags, a cover to keep it warm, and that is pretty much it. Now, I know a lot of you who don't understand systems would rather just have the one bag, for instance. I'll explain everything for you, but like I said in the beginning, if you're happy with your sleeping bag, there'll be no need to watch videos, any videos including mine, about systems. This I can strip apart and get into season 2, 3 and 4, you know, so summer right through till fall, right through till winter. Not tested below +5, but boy, so far warm. When the weather takes a dip, I'll take this out and I'll be testing it hopefully at 0 degrees, and this should suffice, and believe it or not, this will compact a hell of a lot more so than my ordinary -10 sleeping bag. My -10 sleeping bag is poorly performing even at +10. I'm a very cold sleeper. I sleep at least 20 degrees lower than the comfort rating on any sleeping bag. That's just me. You would have to adjust your system accordingly to your body temperature and how you sleep. So if you are a cold sleeper, you can follow along with this. Just want to get a cloth out. This is from the IPK. Get my kit down and we'll come in and have a closer look at this. So this will compact a hell of a lot more than I've got it here. So my -10 bag is still very cool for me at +10. So I had to raid through my kit and try and get a system together that works for me as a cold sleeper. I've got 1 part, 2 parts, 3 part. I'm going to explain how this works first. It's a 2-bag system in a reflective bivvy bag. The 2 light bags is going to make an air gap and we warm that air. Okay, so we got free insulation straight away. And then I want to retain whatever heat I build up and reflect it back to me. And that's where this bivvy comes in. So I think I'll deconstruct it and then put it all back together. It's very, very simple. It is, on my scale, 2.5 kilos, but that's only on my scale. It feels lighter, but we'll go with 2.5. So it's the same weight as my -10, but hopefully there's going to be a lot more warmth and I'm going to get that missing 20 degrees that I'm not getting with my regular bag. Most systems are double bags and a bivvy, so I've maintained that I have 2 bags and a bivvy. Let's take the bivvy part away first and look at this. This is what is going to reflect my body heat. This is a Sol Survive Outdoors longer bivvy bag, and it has a reflective on the inside to try and trap as much of that heat as I can. And this is what's going to retain my heat and hopefully get a dissipation of somewhere around, I'm hoping 8 hours plus. If I can get 12, I'll be happy. This is the other part. It is 2 sleeping bags, and they are both the lightweights. We have a tropical bag and a jungle bag. The outer will have the Pertex. The outer is the lightweight from the modular sleep system. Unfortunately, we have a left and a right hand zip on the system, so I may have to turn the inner bag the other way and have the hood as a face shield. But let me pull this out and we'll get them side by side. So what I'm doing here is having 2 lightweight bags rather than 1 lightweight bag and then the heavier bag. And this is pattern 58 jungle sleeping bag I have here on your left. On your right is the new 𝐻𝐃𝐔𝐋𝐀𝐑 outer bag. Both of these are pretty good, somewhere plus 10. So sort of heat wave at night, you wouldn't probably need either of these. If you're a warm sleeper, you could get away with just sleeping in your clothing. This reflective bivvy here by Sol. So I have a 3 insulator of air reflecting back to me with this here. I have Gore-Tex bivvies. They're on the channel if you want to look. This is so much lighter and it reflects back to me. I'm going to put it all back together now. The downside of this particular system, like I said, are the zips. This has the left-hand zip, which is the tropical bag. We call them the lightweights from the 𝐻𝐃𝐔𝐋𝐀𝐑, and the jungle has the right-hand zip. It is a bit of a pain, but it's not insurmountable if all you have to do is turn the jungle upside down so the hood becomes a face shield. Nice in those colder temperatures. Let's get that into there. Get it all nice and neat. And close up. So now I've got 2 zips that are on the left. The hood of one will become a face shield because we are getting to them lower temperatures. Let's zip it all up and let's draw that hood up. I've put my own cord system in that, don't worry about that. The reflective bivvy also, but this has a zip on the right. So originally the zips went right, left, right. It was a pain. Now I've turned these bags the other way. I have both zips on the left and only 1 zip on the right. Still a bit of a pain. Ordinarily, a much thicker bag would be inside this. A much thicker bag. And then a Gore-Tex bivvy over it. Instead, I have 2 lightweights. So theoretically, that would be colder. The magic comes from this here, which is the reflective, which I'm going to put in now. As soon as I've got the bottom in, I'll give it a shake down. Make sure I have it the right way. Make sure I'm zipped up and give it a shake. Liking it. So how does this work if I've only got 2 lightweight bags? As I said before, inside that outer bag should have been a much thicker bag. I do have that bag. That is the one that is meant to get me down to -10, but it doesn't, not for me. I sleep a whole 20 degrees lower than its comfort, which is a lot. I am an extreme cold sleeper. So the magic here is going to come from the air between the two inner bags, which is the jungle and the tropical. And really the magic all comes from this here, which is going to reflect my lost heat. And I think that was what was happening with my other system from the British Army. My British Army bag had the same outer but a much thicker inner, and then you had to pair it up with a Gore-Tex bivvy. I've never been a big believer in Gore-Tex bivvy bags. I like them because they're rainproof, but they are no good at retaining heat. In fact, I find they can actually suck heat out your sleeping bags. So the much thicker army sleeping bag that is usually inside the lightweight, or it's usually vice versa, but I have taken that heavier bag out and replaced it with another lightweight bag. So 2 lightweight bags. If you have 2 lightweight bags, pair them up. The magic of retaining that heat for longer comes from this here. Now, when I said Gore-Tex bivvies don't retain the heat, I'm only saying that from my own standpoint. Your experience of a Gore-Tex bivvy might be different to mine. And I do stress I am a cold sleeper, a good 20 degrees lower than the comfort of any other sleeping bag. We don't all sleep at the same temperature. We don't all have the same body mechanics, because there's things that determine whether you sleep warm or sleep cold. These might be things from your age to your medication you're on. I was always born a cold sleeper. It's on my mother's side, as where my father, very warm sleeper. My father could just put a little tea towel almost over himself in the coldest of weather and go straight to sleep. I've always been jealous of that, always been jealous of warm sleepers. You're very, very lucky, because that would make my kit lighter. So this is system 1 for cold sleepers. I've got it down pretty low. I'm just waiting now for those really low temperatures, and I'll take it out and test it, and then you'll be coming with me on the night camp. My army sleeping bag, the thicker one that should go inside that lightweight bag, failed me at plus, I think it was +7, maybe +8 Celsius, and it's meant to get me down to a comfort of -10. I do love my Gore-Tex bivvies, don't get me wrong. So this system here I've just shown you is 2.5 kilos. It's the exact same weight as my heavyweight bag, but this includes 2 bags and a reflective bivvy. So for the same weight as one bag taking me down to -10, I have 2 bags and a bivvy for the same weight, 2.5. So 2.5 for one sleeping bag, 2.5 for the whole system. I can also modulate it for different seasons. So if it's a little warmer, I can take one of those bags out. And then I can disregard the bivvy and just use either 1 or 2 of the bags. I can modulate it between seasons, which you can't do with one heavy bag. One heavy bag is great for winter, but you can't really take it out for the other seasons. When it's getting warmer, you're going to overheat. So the joy of having a system is it can be modulated from summer, fall, spring, hopefully right down to winter. So you have your military kit version number 1, but if you're a tracker, stay about and I'll bring you that on episode number 2. So until next time, where we have a look at the tracking version, take care of yourself, and I will see you out there. Happy trails.